Hey guys, this is Abhishek from Technics Media, and today we are going to do a quick comparison of an iPhone 5 and a Sony Xperia Z. We have both of these devices in the same color, so it will be a nice comparison in terms of the colors. You won't see any difference. So in terms of the overall build quality, first of all, if I compare both of these phones in terms of the build quality, iPhone 5 again is pretty nice in terms of the build quality. And you have an aluminum back over here, which makes it pretty light. You have the aluminum edge surrounding the phone, which is again quite nice, and you have somewhat tempered edges, so it gives you a kind of a round look when you hold the phone. These edges don't feel like if they actually cause any problem while you are holding the phone. And if we compare the build quality with Xperia Z, Xperia Z is again quite good. If we talk about the quality of materials which are being used while making these phones, iPhone 5 is made up of glass and aluminum at the backside, whereas Xperia Z is completely made up of glass. As you can see, you have the glass on the front as well as on the backside, and it is actually a tempered glass, so it won't get any scratches easily, it won't damage very easily. And if we talk about another thing about the glass, about the build quality, Xperia Z has the anti-shatterproof glass. That means if this glass is going to break, it won't damage you, it won't damage your hand, it will break into very small pieces. If we compare it the same with the iPhone 5, you have the glass, which is again the Corning Gorilla Glass, which is again scratch proof. It is not anti-shatter proof, because if this glass is going to break and if you are holding the phone in hand, it might damage your hand. So apart from the build quality, if we talk about the form factor, as far as the form factor is concerned, iPhone 5 is pretty light, and Xperia Z is again quite lighter as well. But iPhone 5 is much little bit more lighter if we talk about the weight. If we talk about the portability and the form factor, iPhone 5 is pretty portable and highly portable to hold in one hand, because it has a less width display, whereas the Xperia Z has got a 5-inch display, and the width of the display is much higher on Xperia Z as compared to iPhone 5. So it is again quite good to hold in hand. You can easily hold in one hand. You have rounded edges over here, which gives you a nice feel when you hold the device in one hand. But still, iPhone 5 is much more portable in terms of the portability, because it is lighter, as well as in terms of the form factor, it is nice to hold in one hand, whereas Xperia Z is again quite good, not bad at all, but little bit heavier and bigger to hold in one hand. If we talk about the camera on these devices, you have a 13 megapixel camera on Xperia Z, which is pretty good, and we have an 8 megapixel camera on iPhone 5. You have the LED flash on both of these devices. If we talk about other things, if we talk about the display size, you have a 5-inch display size on Xperia Z, whereas the display size on iPhone 5 is much lesser. It feels like a little guy when you compare the display and the size with Sony Xperia Z. These days are the days of big display smartphones, so that's about it. If we talk about the display type, you have a high definition display on Xperia Z. As you can see, this is how the high definition display is looking like. If I unlock the phone, this is how the display looks like, and the display is right now at full brightness level, and it is at full brightness level on iPhone 5 as well. Or let me just check if the brightness is complete. So both of these phones are at full brightness level as of now, and let me just compare the display. So the display is quite vibrant on Xperia Z, but it again looks pretty good on iPhone 5 as well. In terms of the brightness of the display, iPhone 5 feels little bit brighter than Xperia Z in terms of the display if we talk about, and it is quite comparable in terms of the display. But the display is pretty sharp in terms of the sharpness. In terms of the colors, if we talk about the colors on Xperia Z are quite good. You have pretty good and nice colors on Xperia Z in terms of the display, whereas you have good colors rendering on iPhone 5 as well. Let me just show you a photo. Let me just take a photo on both of these devices using the camera, so that you can actually compare the camera quality, as well as you will get to know the overall display, how does the photo actually render on the same display on both of these devices basically. So let me just take a photo right now.
kind of a minimalistic design with both glass surfaces.
So this is a low light photo which we are trying to capture.
And
so the photo has been taken on Xperia Z. Let's take it on iPhone 5 now. So now we will load the same photo on both of these devices which have been taken from the camera.
With the 13.1 megapixel 1/3.06 inch.
So this is how the photo looks like on Xperia Z. As you can see, the photo is pretty good in terms of the clarity of the object. In terms of the colors, especially you don't have much colors in this object, so we can't talk about the colors, but especially in terms of the clarity of the object, the display on Xperia Z, the photo rendering is quite nice. If we compare the same with the iPhone 5, here we have the photo which has been taken from the iPhone 5 camera. The display is again quite nice on iPhone 5 as well, and the photo is rendered pretty well. In terms of the light, if we talk about, we have more light on iPhone 5 photo as of now as compared to the Xperia Z photo, but that's again pretty different because we actually take these photos in different conditions, one after the other, so there could be a little difference in terms of the light, but the photo looks pretty clear on Xperia Z actually. So the photo clarity and the display is good on both of these devices, although the display is little bit brighter on iPhone 5 as. Now to conclude this review, I would like to talk about the thickness and the sturdiness of both of these devices and the colors in which these devices are available. You have the Xperia Z available in white, black and other colors as well, whereas you have only two colors available for iPhone 5, that is the white one and the black slate. If we talk about the sturdiness of the device, definitely in terms of the robustness, Xperia Z wins here. It is much more robust, resist the water splash, as well as it will resist any kind of falls as well, definitely small height falls. The same is not applicable for the iPhone 5. It is little bit actually better in terms of the build quality or in terms of the sturdiness. If it is going to fall, you might get some dent over here at the aluminum, which is very soft. So but in terms of the sturdiness, Xperia Z is much more sturdy. It is waterproof, it is dust proof, so it gives you a pretty nice phone at this price point if you want to buy. And definitely Xperia Z comes at a lower price of around 39,000 Indian rupees, whereas the iPhone 5 comes at a price of around 45,500 rupees, which is pretty high if you compare. And you get a very sturdy phone, very nice build quality phone, a large display as compared to iPhone 5 at this price point. So that is again a positive so you have a lot more positive for Xperia Z as of now. So that's all from us right now regarding the quick comparison of iPhone 5 and Xperia Z. We will come on to a detailed comparison later on, and if you like this video, if this video helped you, please click the like button. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Thank you.